If you've been on the internet or turned on the news at all in the last year or so, you're aware of artificial intelligence and how quickly it's been evolving and integrating into our daily lives. It's rapidly transforming how we work and also how we live. So it's extremely important to understand that learning about AI and its role in cybersecurity, in other words, how it can augment cybersecurity as well as being used to bypass security controls, is no longer optional. It's essential. So this course is designed for professionals like you who may not be tech experts, but need to navigate these changes safely and confidently. We'll unpack how AI is both a powerful tool and also a potential threat, showing you real-world examples and practical tips. Oh, hold on a minute. Seems I have a phone call coming in from my bank. Let's see what this voicemail is. It might be important.
Hello, Mr. Reese. This is your bank calling to report some suspicious activity on your account. It's extremely urgent that you call us back as soon as possible.
Okay, well that seems like a scam email, right? A scam voicemail, probably using AI to try and trick me into forking over my personal info. It's almost like that was planned. Talk about perfect timing. So anyway, this is exactly the type of thing that we'll talk about in this course and how you can protect yourself and your organization. So we'll come back to this in just a few moments and dig deeper into these scam emails. But whether you're concerned about phishing, deepfakes, or the latest AI-driven scams, this course will arm you with the knowledge to stay one step ahead. So why should you watch? Because in today's world, being informed is your best defense. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're diving into a topic that's a little bit like trying to explain quantum physics to your grandmother. Now, unless, of course, your grandmother is a quantum physicist, then, of course, she could probably explain it to us. So AI and cybersecurity might sound like tech buzzwords, but they're actually an invisible force shaping our digital world. By the end of this course, you'll understand how AI is both your best friend, but then can also be your worst enemy in the cybersecurity space. We'll walk through some real-world examples, explore some recent hacks, but most importantly, talk about how you can stay one step ahead. So when it comes to the importance of understanding AI in cybersecurity, let's start with a simple truth. Artificial intelligence, or AI, it's everywhere. You can think of it as if the internet was like a vast ocean. AI can be thought of as the tide that moves everything, sometimes helpful, sometimes overwhelming, and occasionally washes up something unexpected, like a phishing attempt disguised as an urgent email from your boss. So as I mentioned, let's take a look at a real-world example. Now, you might recall back in 2019, there was a Capital One breach where a hacker exploited over 100 million customers in the US and also in Canada. So they gained access through a vulnerability in their cloud infrastructure, gaining access to over 100 million credit applications. AI played a role here on both sides. While the hacker used sophisticated tools to find the flaw, basically advanced tools developed by a former AWS employee to search for improperly configured web application firewalls, or WAFs. So in doing so, they were able to gain access to the systems. But on the other side of the coin, AI and ML were used, artificial intelligence and machine learning were used in combination with human intervention to detect anomalies, provide threat intelligence, correlation, alerting, and ultimately triage and containment. So the battle between the good guys and the bad guys, it's seemingly never ending. And with the advent of AI, this is no different. New tools are added into the mix, but it's basically the same old game, one side versus the other. Now imagine, however, if AI were able to catch this attack even earlier, the damage could have been minimized. To mitigate these types of risks, companies need to constantly monitor AI-driven systems, ensuring they're up to date and also capable of detecting and responding to threats in real time. Now, for you or your coworkers, understanding how AI works in your company's overall cybersecurity strategy, as well as how it can be used against you, can make you more vigilant in your day-to-day digital interactions. So having artificial intelligence and cybersecurity is like having a hyper-intelligent security guard. Never sleeps, never gets bored, and can spot a suspicious character from a mile away. Only this guard is made up of algorithms and code. So AI can help in identifying patterns that would take humans way too long to notice. For example, it can spot when an email that looks legitimate is actually a cleverly designed phishing attempt. And again, AI can spot patterns, subtle nuances, and very small things that might seem out of the ordinary that a traditional filter, or a human for that matter, might miss. This will come in especially handy if you've ever gotten one of those emails saying you've won $1 million or $1 billion and there's some Nigerian prince or some foreign dignitary who wants to give you money if you only just send them $5,000. So this is where your AI new best friend can kick in and understand the nuances, the spelling errors, or anything that might not be just right in that email or that phishing attempt to prevent you from getting scammed from that Nigerian prince. And spoiler alert, the person at the end of that email is never who you think they are. Okay, so we're on the subject of phishing. Let's just make sure we're all clear on what exactly phishing is. It's obtaining sensitive information, usernames, passwords, and credit card info, basically tricking a user into entering their info into a fake website, clicking a malicious link, downloading something, etc. So it could be email spoofing. It can also happen over SMS, otherwise known as smishing. And basically what's happening, they're pretending to be a social media website, an auction site, or some type of communication from friends or colleagues. Again, trying to get you to take some action, clicking a link, downloading something malicious, entering your credentials into a fake website, and so forth. So as an example, here is a phishing email. Again, just an example, but you can see where it comes from a specific domain, which again may be spoofed. It's not the actual domain. It's sent to you, and they're trying to get you to take immediate action, some sense of urgency. In this instance, immediate action required. Your account has been suspended. Oftentimes, it's from one of the major websites, things that you use every day, and they say your account's suspended, or there's some large purchase they need you to validate. So again, you want to take action very quickly. So in this instance, they're telling you they regret to inform you that your account has been temporarily suspended due to a billing issue. And hey, we'll make it easy for you. Go ahead and click this link right here, enter your username and password, and then we can verify your account. And if you're not paying attention, if you're ripping through your emails way too fast and you click that link, chances are they'll have a fake website that looks exactly like the legitimate website. You enter in your credentials, next thing you know, it's compromised. They now have your account info, and they're ordering things under your name, or they're taking your banking information and so forth. To put this in the context of a real-world example, we have Cosmic Links, which is a hacking group that uses a BEC, or a business email compromise type of an attack. This is a highly targeted cyber attack where attackers will actually impersonate a trusted figure within an organization to trick employees into transferring money or sharing sensitive information. Now, this is a bit different in that they're not providing a malicious link or a malicious attachment for you to download, install malware, and so forth. The goal is to entice the victim to take an action versus clicking a link or malicious attachment and so forth. So in this example, Cosmic Links, the attacker group, they went after an energy company and going after them using this BEC compromise attack to trick them into transferring money to their group. So basically, they're using a phishing email, but they're also very highly targeted now. They're using AI to make it a very specific, very believable email. And they even had a third party or an outsider, sometimes referred to as a dual impersonation, where they had again, spoofed a legal person or a lawyer in this case actually jump on the email thread as well and say, okay, here's the actual information. It's going through this law firm. Use this information here to send your wire transfer to our bank. The victim sent money to a bank that the actual hacking group controlled. Once the victim sent money to the bank, well, you can guess what happened. It's received by the hacking group and it's a done deal. This hacking group was very sophisticated and they were able to use this attack with a number of companies and actually steal millions of dollars from various companies across the globe. When I was first introducing this course, I played a fake or a scam voicemail in a male's voice. I'll use the same exact program to do the exact same message. I'll switch a few parameters and put it into a female's voice. The point being, the software is very sophisticated and the hacking groups can tailor it based upon who their target group might be and who they think that message might appeal to the most. It could have a specific accent, a specific inflection, could be male, female, and so forth. So let's take a quick listen.
Hello, Mr. Reese. This is your bank calling to report some suspicious activity on your account. It's extremely urgent that you call us back as soon as possible so we can verify this large purchase on your account. Please have your account number, username, and password handy when you call so we can verify your information. Please call us back right away at 1-800-123-4567. Have a good day.
So as you can imagine, it's very easy to fall prey to these types of things if you're not paying attention or if you're too quick to action. So a few things to keep in mind to avoid these types of scam calls. Number one, verify caller identity. Always verify the caller through a known, trusted contact method before taking any action, especially if the request is unusual or urgent. Next, avoid sharing sensitive information. So never provide personal or financial information over the phone unless you initiated the call to a verified number. Also, be skeptical, as I mentioned, of urgency. Scammers often create a sense of urgency. Take your time to think and consult with someone you trust before responding. Also, use call blocking tools if possible. There are a number of apps and services that are available to reduce the number of unsolicited calls, and also be cautious with unknown numbers. And then lastly, educate and train. So stay informed about the latest scam tactics, including voice cloning and also AI-generated measures, and then also regularly educate colleagues and also family members on these risks. So when you think about it, AI is really like a double-edged sword. It's helpful on one side, but dangerous on the other. In this example, dating back to 2019, which is one of the very first use cases of this technology, the hacking group targeted yet another energy company. In this case, cybercriminals used AI to mimic the company's CEO. That AI-generated voice was so convincing that the employee followed the instructions without question. So $220,000 was sent over to the hacking group. And then, believe it or not, the hacking group actually followed up later and tried to get a second payment, which was finally looked at as suspicious, and the scam was discovered. So to combat these kinds of AI-driven attacks, always verify unusual requests, especially if they involve money transfers. Use multi-factor authentication or MFA, and when in doubt, pick up the phone and actually call the person directly on a known number, not the one they gave you in the suspicious email or that call.
Now you might think this is me talking, but I've actually cloned my voice, and this is all AI generated. A bad actor could very easily clone my voice and use it to make a call to a coworker or even a family member or loved one, asking for help, money, access to accounts, passwords, and so on. Here's an example phone call asking for the username and password to a financial account.
Hey, sweetheart, it's me. Do me a huge favor real quick and text me the username and password to our checking account. I dropped my phone and shattered the screen, so I'm at the phone store right now and need that info quickly so I can move some money over for a new phone. The number here is area code 404-987-6543. Thanks. Love you.
So to mitigate these threats, AI-driven cyber threats are becoming more and more sophisticated, but staying vigilant and adopting these proactive measures, you can significantly reduce your risk. The key is to always verify, stay informed, and use robust security practices. Cyber criminals rely on you letting your guard down. So again, follow cybersecurity best practices, verify sources before taking action. Don't just blindly follow, don't just do it as a sense of urgency, always verify. Be skeptical of unusual requests, continuously train on new threats and new scams so that you're aware, and then employ strong authentication methods such as MFA, password managers, etc. So that brings us to the end. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you found it informative. If you'd like more information and a much deeper dive on these topics, please check out my Security Plus course, also here at Pluralsight. Thanks again for watching.